Hey, good morning. Good morning, everyone. We're doing the countdown to go live. Hey, good morning. So, Monday morning, glad you are all here. I am up in the United States. I'm in the northwest part of the country, Montana, and it is beautiful here. But I do have to say, it's a little rainy today, so it's kind of a bummer. I'm just, bear with me here as I'm kind of getting things set up. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, come on in. We are talking about easy way to make money online, and I love gearing this towards the 50 plus crowd because that is who I am. That's who I am speaking to. So, good morning. Good morning. Come on in. Let's have a conversation. All right. Yeah, making money online. I was a make money online virgin, and I decided that I was going to try something different. I've always been a worker bee. So good morning. I've always gone into an office. Sorry, I was distracted there. I always go into an office. That's how mid 50s, Generation X, went to college, got a job, did the daily office grind, the 9 to 5. And that's just kind of how I was raised and how I rolled. And I was never one of those people to always be on my phone. Like, it just didn't resonate with me to be on a phone 24/7. I wasn't raised with it. I used it. Yes, I have a smartphone, loved it. But I would get off work, and because I live in Montana, I get home and I'd go outside. It's beautiful here. I just had no desire to sit on a phone, all day. And I really felt like this was something for the younger generation. I thought it was a dancing app. And I actually think it maybe started out that way as a dancing app. So I would be really curious. Good morning. I'd be really curious if you guys can verify that it was a dancing app and then it changed, like when it first launched. So anyway, it wasn't my jam. I was not into it. I love being outside, and I dealt with people all day, and being on my phone was the last thing I wanted to do when I got home. And then the pivotal life event, because don't you feel like we all have those? Something happens in life that causes us to look at things differently, and decide I can make a change, or I need to make a change, or gosh, this looks so different than how I thought it would look. So let me back up and say my husband is 8 years older than I am. He's a baby boomer. I'm a Gen Xer. And to me, the age was never a deal. Age was never a deal. Good morning. Come on in. And we just have been living our lives. And, age never came up. I don't think 8 years is a big age gap. I'd be curious if you guys do, although to be honest, I really don't care what you think. So, but it is, some people think, oh my word, you married a senior citizen. And other people are like, 8 years is nothing. 8 years, nothing. So age was never an issue for us until there's that until. He unexpectedly had to have open heart surgery. And that was a big deal. That was a big deal. And it was definitely one of those life-changing events. I mean, they split you open like you're a coconut, open you up, and they are connecting you to machines outside of your body. And it's crazy. It's hours-long surgery. So he had this, and it was definitely a big deal for us. And we started thinking about, mortality and death and that kind of thing. And we had conversations about it. It's like, dang, you don't think that you're old at all. Like mid 50s, I do not feel old. I don't think that I'm old. But when you start to really think about it and have a conversation about it, here's when you know you're old. When you go to your doctor and your doctor's younger than you. That I remember that being the first time where I was like, wow, my doctor's a baby. My doctor is so young. Did you really finish school? And that's when I was like, wow, I guess I'm getting older. And because when you get older, you don't feel older. You feel just like yourself until you have like one of those aha moments and you look in the mirror and you start to see the crow's feet and all the things that happen when you get older. So my hubby having unexpected open heart surgery was a thing, and one of those moments where we started talking about, death and life and how long you live and what's really important. So that's probably key, right? It's like what's really important in life and what really matters and how are we living. And um I had always been a worker. I loved my job. I have an HR background. That's been my thing, and I've enjoyed my jobs. But when he had this surgery, I was like, dang, I need a lot more flexibility. I need something different, and I need more time. Time to good morning, time to like help him recover and be there and pick up the meds and take him to rehab and all of that. So that's when I started looking online, and it's like, do I want a part-time job? Do I want a remote job? That's where I was kind of searching because, to be honest, I was unaware of the whole make money online thing. I was unaware. And I didn't have social media. So, and that was just a lifestyle choice of mine. And so I found a gal that I resonated with. I found a gal who was like my age, mid 50s, Gen X. And I started following her and listening to what she was talking about. And I was like, so she's making money online. She's doing this program. And I had never done this. I had never, like, I feel like our generation, Gen X, we are like multi-level marketing, pyramid stuff. That's kind of like, when we grew up, we had that. And I've never done anything like that either. And I didn't want to. I didn't want to be associated with anything like that. I didn't want to have to hustle. I didn't want to have to approach family or friends. I didn't even want them knowing what I was doing because I didn't know what I was doing. And so anyway, I followed this gal and I followed her and I did research on the program for 3 weeks. So I did not jump in to anything. I was slow. I was the slow burn. And after 3 weeks, I finally made the decision. I'm going to give this a go. I'm going to check this out. And I made the investment. I bought the program and I was blown away at how much I learned. And I have to tell you, an easy way to make money online, this really is it. It gave me 3 things. And I have to tell you, I was a virgin, a social media virgin. So I didn't know what I didn't know. I didn't have accounts. I didn't know how to set up accounts. I just didn't know a lot. And so this program, 3 easy critical things that it gave me. It gave me done for you digital products to sell. Because, right, if you're going to make money online, you got to sell something. You got to sell a product or a service. So it gave me, so as a beginner, someone who was not familiar with the online space, I instantly had something that I could offer and sell. And so that was huge for me. I didn't want to have to waste time thinking about trying to come up with something, my own product, at least not initially. So, second thing, it gave me easy way to make money online, 50 plus, social media virgin. It gave me the back end system. So it gave me the website. I didn't have to create that. I didn't have to write it, try to figure out pretty pictures. I didn't have to worry about how I was going to collect money, right? Because that's the thing. You make money online, you got to have a way to process that and collect it. And again, I was a social media virgin. So this was all new to me. So I appreciated having a step-by-step blueprint that I could follow to start. And then the third thing it gave me, which tied everything all up together, was a nice little bow on top, is the know-how or the how-to, step by step. I had instructions. I had something that I could go back and follow and watch. And, back in the old days, we'd hit rewind on the cassette and go back. And this, it just was an easy way for me to learn. I could stop, I could pause, I could, take it all in. I could do what I was doing. And it just taught me in a very methodical way. And again, Gen X had never done this. So it was a great way to start. And I feel like the program I'm in is kind of like my foundational program. It is something that I started with, I learned, I use it every day. And it's opened my eyes to other ways that I can make money online, other types of ways to generate additional income streams online. And so that was hugely important. And, another thing about the program, it's been around since 2022. Good morning. And it's got a proven track record. You know what? I say and a lot, don't I? Are you guys, do I say and a lot? I feel like I do. Drop me a note wherever you're from. Tell me where you're watching from. I'm up in Montana. So I'm in the States. So I'm curious if you can drop me a note, let me know where you're watching from. Kind of curious. And if you're listening, if you think I say and a lot, because I'm catching myself and I feel like I'm saying and a lot. So anyhow, so that is the three things that the program that I bought into to make money online gave me. And it was so foundational. So foundational. So I sell digital products online. I put in approximately 2 hours a day doing my side hustle, and I'm not glued to this all day long. So I have 2 hours a day, and I fit it in when I want to fit it in, when it works for me. I'm not answering to anybody. I'm not, having to do the time like, gosh, you got a meeting at 10 o'clock, you got this at 2 o'clock, you got this at 4. It's my own business, and I run it how it works for me in my life. And so I love having a side hustle as a way, good morning, as a way, hey, come on in, drop me a note, let me know where you're from. What part of if you're in the US, what part of the US you're in? I'm in Montana. It's absolutely stunning up here, by the way. If you guys have ever been to Montana, and I actually probably shouldn't be saying that because so many people have moved here. It's absolutely crazy. In the last 5 years, it's absolutely crazy the growth that we've seen. In fact, it's crazy. The average house where I live in a valley that is surrounded by mountains. It's beautiful. It's kind of a touristy area because we're close to a national park, and we've got downhill skiing, we've got, hiking, rivers, the whole thing. We've got the whole package. I want to say that in the last 5 years, the average home price, so for an average person, it used to be like mid 200s, mid 250,000. Now, for people that are just trying to get in and buy homes in this area, it's up to 650. That's how much the home values have increased here. It's crazy to me. But it's all you folks who have your own online side hustle, who can work remotely, that are coming here, that are choosing to live here because it's absolutely beautiful. And you can make your money online. So it doesn't matter. You don't have to be tied to a certain state. So yeah, I love living here. I was raised here. It's absolutely beautiful. But yeah, so many people are coming in, and it's changing. It's changing. In fact, my brother is visiting me from Michigan. There's any Michiganders in the house. I was born in Michigan, but he is here visiting from Michigan, and he is so sad at how the valley here has changed. It has just grown so much with so many people and traffic and blah, blah. So yeah, that's kind of the downside. However, that's where I'm at, and I love it. And yeah, drop me a note. Let me know where you're watching from. And hey, I also want to say, if you're watching here, I've got information up here that you can go and you can see firsthand what I am doing to make money online. I'm a Generation Xer, 50 plus, and you can hop up here. And if you're watching over here, hi, I'm actually going to put it in the chat. But after this publishes, you'll be able to see it below. And okay, so I'm going to just put, hang on here while I get this entered. Okay, boom. Okay, great, cool. Yeah, so I love talking to our Generation X, and I love seeing all the people that are actually on social media. I know I'm like talking like I'm ancient here, that because I haven't been on social media. But hey, that is what it is. I'm on it now and I'm enjoying it. Never in my world did I ever dream that I would go live. So this has been a whole new thing, learning this, and it's kind of fun. I hate public speaking. So in my job, in being in HR, you have to public speak. You have to get up in front of the, the whole work population. And my last job, we had about 170 employees. And it is nerve-wracking to get up there and talk in front of your peers, and in front of a group that big. It just is. It's never been my thing. Some people crush it. Some people are so good at public speaking, and they get up there and they command the room, and they, and that is not me. That is not like a strong point. I struggle with it, but I've had to do it my whole life. And for those people who have said it gets easier the more often you do it, I'm like, yeah, no, that doesn't, no, that does not, that has never worked for me. I've done it my whole life, and my tummy gets sick every time I go to public speak. I just do. But this live thing, I mean, this is a piece of cake, right? Right? I mean, because who cares about whatever little comments you might get? If you have any meanies in the room. Otherwise, you're just talking and interacting, and I could do this all day long. It's just, it's not hard at all. So it's kind of fun. I never ever thought that I would be going live on social media, and that I would actually kind of enjoy it. And here we are. So mid-50s, learning a whole new skill set, thanks to the program that I'm in. And it's really, here's the interesting thing about it. I've looked up digital marketing with community colleges, what you could take, or even online, what you can take a digital marketing course for. And it is less expensive for me to have bought the program that I'm in than it would be to go and sign up for like a 5 or 6 week course with an online program. So I'm spending less money to take and learn about social or about digital marketing. And the program gives me master resale rights, so I can resell the program and get 100% profit. So I'm not doing any kind of an affiliate split. I'm not sharing any of my money with someone who's above me or below me. It's my business. I sell it, and I get to keep 100% of that profit. So to me, the model is super clever. It's super, super clever. Yeah, and I love it. I've benefited from it. So you can participate 5 different ways financially in the program that I'm in. They've got $100, $300, $600, $900, and $1,400. So I love to break it down this way. The $1,400 program gives you master resale rights to resell all the programs in it. So the 1, 3, 6, 9, and the 1,400. So super flexible, because people $1,400 is a lot of money. And so if someone doesn't want to do a payment plan, they can hop into the program for $100. And then once they get a few sales under their belt, they can upgrade. So it's super flexible. And I love looking at the math. So take the $1,400 product, because that's what I have. So I resell the $1,400 product plus the other four products, the 1, 3, 6, and 900. So you think about selling, and if you sell one product a month, that's an extra $1,400 a month. That's a lot of money. I mean, that covers a lot of people's mortgage. Now, I do realize that interest rates are really high right now. And so brand new homeowners, $1,400 is probably not going to cover you. But for those of us who have had, our homes for a while and our interest rates are low, that is more than covering our mortgage. One stinking sale a month. So I like to tell people, think about how much extra you need in a month. What would help you? What would help your family? What would help your retirement? And that's why I love Gen X and baby boomers, because we're going into retirement, or we're in retirement. And this world that we're living in is expensive. It's expensive. And you may not have planned, and you may not have known to anticipate or expect the high inflation and just what the true cost is right now, and that your dollar isn't going as far. It's not stretching and covering as much. So having a side hustle that you can start now and take with you into retirement, or if you're in retirement, you have this side hustle that can bring you extra money in a month, and it's your own little business that you're putting 2 hours, flexible hours, that you're fitting into pockets of your day. You're fitting in, if you've got 15 minutes here, 30 minutes there, whatever, you can fit it in. So the flexibility is amazing. And if you're a beginner like me and you've never done this before, that's who I'm talking to. That is who I want to share this program with, because it was so foundational for me to learn and to have a system that I didn't have to struggle with or wonder how to set up or how to get going. And then to have so much flexibility with what I sell and the dollar amounts, for people to participate as they can afford to participate, and you keep 100% of that profit that you sell. So if you were to sell, let's go back to that example of one product a month, only one product a month. And if you sold the $1,400 product, $1,400 is a chunk of change on a monthly basis to help you with your expenses or whatever your situation is. So let's take that, and let's say you're selling one a week, one product a week. Then that's $5,600 a month. That's significant money. That's great money. And this is a side hustle that you're doing in 2 flexible hours a day. So you can do the math. I mean, if you are able to get out content, and if you go live, you don't even have to go live. It's about getting out content. And you can do one sale a day. Can you imagine what you could be looking at? And again, that all depends on you, my friend. I think making income claims, I almost think no one should make that, because I don't think everybody is going to make what everybody else is saying that they're making. I think that it depends on a lot of factors. It depends on if you are brand new and you don't know what you're doing and you need to learn a little bit. This program will help you there. It's going to teach you step by step. Some people are, it just clicks for them and they just get out there and they just start hitting it. And other people, it's more of a struggle. They're not consistent. They're not putting out material daily. They're not understanding the material they need to put out. So there's a lot of variables. That's why I think income claims by anybody is I don't know. I don't know that you should do that. I don't know. Because I definitely don't think you should give false hope about things. But understanding what the program is and what it gives you, the done for you digital products, so you're not creating anything. It's giving you the back end, the website, the email campaigns, the automation, the automation. And when I say that, what I mean is I put in 2 hours a day. So the rest of the time, my back end system is just working for me. I could be sleeping and selling to someone over in the UK or down in Australia. So that's what I mean when I say automated system. And it comes with that automated system. And then it gives me the know-how. So remember, I was a complete beginner. Complete beginner. I did not have any social media accounts. I did not hang out, on my phone. So it step by step learning taught me what I needed to do, gave me the tools that I needed, gave me the products that I needed to sell, where I was earning 100% profit. I mean, how can you go wrong with that, right? As a foundational way to start, to learn, to have a side hustle that's completely your own. So every season in life changes. You could be going along and you could get laid off tomorrow. You could be approaching retirement and realize that, gosh, you really didn't save what you should have saved. You really didn't put aside enough to cover how you live your daily in retirement. And you're starting to stress because it's sneaking up on you. And maybe you don't even have a crisis right now. It's just a matter of the world and life is so expensive. I mean, when we look at gas prices alone, it's crazy to me how much they've increased. It is nice to have a side hustle that you can do that doesn't eat into your entire day. 2 flexible hours, folks. That is all that I put in. That is all that you have to put in. And you have the ability to make additional income to help out whatever your situation is. So hop up here. If you're watching here, I want you to hop up here to check out what I do. And if you're watching over here, hi, I put something in the chat. And then once this live publishes, you'll see it in the description as well, where you can get details. And I want to tell you, if you do go check out here or here, what I'm doing for the specific details, you will get an email. Check your promotions folder or your junk folder, because a lot of times those emails don't land. Ooh, do you hear that? That's a siren. Okay, they just went by. So a lot of times the emails don't land in your inbox. So you need to check your promotions folder or your spam folder to get the information. But you look at that on your own time. You look at that, you consider it. You can follow me I'm here. I post content daily. You can, think on it. I'm not the type of person that's like, buy today. There's a sale. You gotta buy today. That's not me, because I took 3 weeks. That is how I roll. I am not, when I'm spending money, I don't spend money just like, here's the card, charge it, charge it, charge it. I think about things and I research things. That's the way I roll. And those of you out there who don't need to do that, kudos to you. Kudos to you. But I love, you can get information. You hop up here or you hop down here or see the chat. And you can consider, it'll give you all the details, do your research, look into it, ask me questions. Yeah, but I just think most people nowadays are poly workers. So that means they have 2 jobs. Most people, in order to afford life, have to have 2 jobs. So that's not just if you're partnered up with somebody, both of you having a job, that's one person having 2 jobs. So they're working a full-time job and they've picked up either a part-time job or something remote. And all of you, I would say, Get yourself a side hustle. Get yourself something that doesn't require you to spend hours on your phone, something that you can do in 2 flexible hours. That means you fit it into your schedule when you can. I mean, heck, if you're already working one job, you're already busy. And then you think about family and kids and activities, and life is crazy. So if you can have, for all the poly workers who are out there that have to have 2 jobs, your second one can be flexible. Your second one can fit into pockets of your day. So I want to encourage you to get the information. You can hop up here, you can hop down here, to get all the information, and you'll get an email when you go there, and you will want to check your promotions folder or your spam folder, because the email doesn't always land in your inbox, and that's important to know that. So yeah, I love talking to Gen Xers and baby boomers who, like me, maybe aren't fully aware of the make money online space and how amazing it really is. And that was me. I was a social media virgin. And my husband had open heart surgery, and it was unexpected. He's 8 years older than I am, and I actually don't think that's a big age gap. And I don't care what you think, but that's my own opinion. It has never been an issue for us, and we never really even talked about it until he had unexpected open heart surgery. And hang on one sec. When that happened, we did start to talk about, it's funny. You start to talk about age, and you're like, maybe I am old. Because you don't feel old. You're just living life. You're going through life, you're living it. You just don't think of yourself as being old. And that's how we view ourselves. But we're not old until, you start to have health issues that indicate otherwise. You start to have, heart failure, and you need to have major surgeries. And man, they cut him open like a coconut. Thwack, thwack. I mean, that is such a major surgery. So we started having these conversations. And here's, our personal thing was, he's 2 years from retirement. And I'm 8 years younger. So when he had this unexpected open heart surgery, we just started thinking about, we actually like each other, and we have fun together. So we like to do things together. And, it's like, he's retiring 8 years before me. I had never had that thought before. Had never really, but when you get close to retirement and you're thinking about it actually happening, and then, he has this surgery, and you start thinking about health and how long you're going to live and what's really important in life, what matters. So that's when I decided, sorry, I've got something in my throat. Hang on. That's when I decided to start looking online for, how can I make money and have flexibility, so that when he retires in 2 years, I'm not having an office grind for 8 additional years. Because when someone, like, he gets to retire, we want to do life together, and so that's what started my journey. I started looking at, remote work, side hustle, and that's when I discovered the online space. And I know that sounds crazy, but I'm not a social media person. I would work, I would do my job, and then here, you go outside, you get home, and it's so lovely here that I would go outside and after work, and I just wasn't on my phone. I wasn't doing social media. So when I started looking for other ways to make money that would give me flexibility, I found a woman who was kind of like me. She was mid 50-ish, and she had always done the office grind, and they needed more money for retirement. So that was her story. Well, I started looking at what she was doing, and it really intrigued me. I had never heard of master resale rights, where you can sell something and get 100% profit. I knew of multi-level marketing and the pyramid stuff. I had never done that, and I didn't want to do that. I didn't want like an upline or a downline. I didn't want people trying to make me hustle because they were making money off me. And I didn't want to do that to anyone who I signed up. I didn't want that. So that was where I came from. That's as much as I knew about making money online. So you can imagine that my mind was blown when I discovered all of the opportunity that was out there. And so this program that I bought, it took me 3 weeks to make the decision to buy it, because that's how I roll. I'm very cautious when it comes to spending money. And I wanted to research the founder, the program. So I went online and researched the heck out of it. And I finally made the decision, why not? Why not me? I'm going to give this a go. Because after my husband's surgery, I knew that if I don't make a change or actually do something, I'm going to be in the same place 6 months from now. I'm going to be in the exact same place. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to jump in and try this. And I felt like, I was watching this lady, and I found some other people that were doing it. And I was like, there's no reason that I can't do it too. And it's been a great journey. It's been a great journey for me. I'm so glad that I did. I have learned so much. I have a foundational program, because that's how I look at this program. It is so foundational for someone who is a beginner. And that was right where I was at as a Gen Xer. And I got done for you digital products. I didn't have to create anything to sell. That's how you're making money online. You're selling a product or a service. So I got the products. I got the back end system, the website, the automations, the email campaigns. I didn't have to create that, which was a big thing for me, because I'm not techie on the back end of things. I can be on a computer all day long, and I am good. I mean, I'm great on a computer. I'm one of those people that I can have like 15 tabs open, and I'm just jumping between tabs and different programs, different whatever. But put me on the back end, I have no patience, none whatsoever. So I got that with this program. I didn't have to create it. And then, and it gave me a way to collect money as well, how you get paid. Because that's always, sometimes you see people out there and they're the idea person. They can come up with like a million ideas for making money online, but you got to implement it. You have to know how to get it out there to people, how to transact with people. And so that is really, the third thing that this gave me is the know-how to create content, to go live, the know-how about digital marketing, and not just the program that I was doing, not just the program, the foundational program that I was given, but really how it's so current. So I have this program, but I also know about UGC. I also know about affiliate marketing. There are so many different ways out there that you can make money. And when you've got a foundation that gives you something that you can make money from instantly, and it teaches you how to do that, it gives you ongoing current support, and then it's also keeping you abreast of new things as they come out, so that you can make the decision for you, gosh, do I want to do more? Because again, foundational program, way to make money, and I'm only using 2 hours a day, 2 flexible hours. But then you hear about this and you hear about that, and you're like, do I want to dip my toe? I've got time. Do I want to, add to my little wheelhouse there? So it's just been a mind-blowing, great opportunity, one that I am so thankful for. And I just feel like I love talking to Generation Xers and baby boomers because that's who I am, me and my husband, that's where we are at. And if you don't have a side hustle, you need to consider getting one. You can go up here to get my information. You can see what I'm doing. And if you're watching over here, you can look down here or in the chat um, to see what I'm doing, to consider it, get the information. I can tell you that it's a great journey and it's one that you won't regret. So I hope that you will check it out. Go ahead and follow me because I try to come on. This live thing has been so fun, and it's a newer thing for me. But I'm trying to go live, 3-ish times a week. And so if you follow me, you could get notified when I go live. So I hope that you'll do that. And I'm going to sign off slowly. I'm going to say goodbye to you guys first over here. So I hope you have a fabulous Monday and a fabulous week. And yeah, we'll see you hopefully tomorrow. Okay, so there, goodbye. And then